The Stoic philosophy has been making a comeback in recent years, and for good reason. It's all about cultivating inner strength, resilience, and wisdom. But let's be real, some of its teachings might not be as relevant or applicable to modern life. For instance, Stoicism was deeply rooted in the social hierarchy of ancient Greece and Rome. It assumed that people were born into a certain social class, and that's just not how it works today. We've made progress in terms of equality and social justice, and it's important to recognize that our society is much more complex than it was centuries ago. Another thing is that Stoicism was largely developed by men, and its teachings often reflected the societal norms and expectations of the time. This means that many of its principles might not be as effective or relevant for women or marginalized groups who have historically faced discrimination and oppression. And let's not forget about the emotional suppression. Stoicism encourages individuals to suppress their emotions, viewing them as a weakness or a distraction from the pursuit of wisdom. But in modern times, we know that emotional intelligence is just as important as intellectual intelligence. Suppressing emotions can lead to negative consequences like anxiety, depression, and burnout. Additionally, Stoicism has a pretty negative view of pleasure. It views pleasure as a hindrance to the pursuit of wisdom and virtue. But let's be real, pleasure is an important part of life. It's what makes us human, and it's what helps us connect with others and find joy in our daily lives. Stoicism also has a limited understanding of human psychology. It assumes that humans are rational creatures who can overcome their emotions and desires through sheer willpower. But we know that human behavior is much more complex than that. Our emotions, thoughts, and behaviors are influenced by a multitude of factors, including genetics, environment, and social conditioning. And finally, Stoicism doesn't really recognize mental health as a distinct concept or concern. In modern times, we know that mental health is just as important as physical health, and that it's essential to prioritize our well-being. So while Stoicism has many valuable principles to offer, it's important to remember that these principles were developed in a different time and context. We need to adapt them to fit our modern lives and values.